Hello everyone, I'm still ill, sorry about that, but hopefully it will budge at some point soon. I just wanted to introduce you to my favorite new trading indicator. It's probably been around for a while, but I've only come across it recently. So let's share screen and it will be the good old pound Australian dollar as always. So the new indicator that I've added, I came across this elsewhere on YouTube, one of those trading channels, and I was a bit, not skeptical necessarily, bit dubious, because the voiceover on the video was one of those automated things with American accent, and which is absolutely fine. People do whatever they have to do to get their videos out there, which is fine. But for this, I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I'll pop it on the chart. And basically, this indicator is, I think, if you search for auto, there we go, auto harmonic patterns version 2. And there's only 4,113 likes on it, so it's not hugely popular. So auto, I think if you put HP or something like that, there we go. Yeah, so auto harmonic patterns version 2, he who must, was it something like not be ignored or something like that? I can't remember the script writer. That was quite a funky name. So auto HP. So I've already got it on the chart. I've got it turned off at the moment because it's giving some other, it gives lots of harmonic patterns. So like the Gartleys, sharks, crabs, bats, all of the normal harmonic patterns, plus a couple I hadn't heard of. But anyway, I put it on the chart yesterday, and this pattern emerged automatically. I have actually drawn this one on with the XABCD tool from the toolbar here, because one thing that I had noticed was it doesn't hang around. So that's the only downside. It doesn't leave the patterns in place. It does leave them on there for a while, but it doesn't leave them in place for a great length of period. So ideally, if you can mark them out, it automatically gives you the entry point, the stop loss, potential targets, target 1 and target 2. On this one here, you can just see that there's again, this is still just the 5-minute chart. You've got this small pattern here. The suggested entry point was here. Well, I think I've put it as target 1, target 2, and target 3. But the indicator actually had target 2, target 3, and target 4. I'm not sure what happened to target 1 on that particular one, so I've just put target 1, 2, and 3. And because it was coming towards the end of the day on Friday, I was quite happy to close out a target 2, which gave me just shy of 40 pips on that there. But you've got this massive wick here, and of course, as I'm sure everyone is aware, that was at 1:30 today. And what happens at 1:30 on the first Friday of the month? The NFP release comes out. Initially, we had this pattern up here. So the D point was at the top, and normally when that's the case, you're expecting price to start coming down. And you can see that that's where I got the entries. Quite early this morning. And the entry suggested was up there. So I wasn't there on the charts early enough, but quite early. And I took that for 80 pips this morning. And yes, I could have gone a little bit further because it did have a suggested target 2 down here. But I was quite happy with what I'd got down here, because I'd actually targeted this zone here. And that was from the low to the high, so swing low to swing high. And I think somebody posted a comment on one of the previous videos saying they're not comfortable using fibs because they don't know which points to use. So I'm going to give you some examples on here as well as to which points to use. And also, it doesn't necessarily have to be the full swing low and swing high in order to help you gain an entry, because at this point here, the fibs here I've just used from the low point there up to that high there, which generated that zone there. And as you see, prices come down to that zone, and I just did a market execution at that point there. And I was just thinking, well, we'll get to the top here and take that and be happy. But actually, as things moved quite nicely, I just let it run, knowing that NFP was coming up. Plus, there's also another harmonic pattern that was being created here at the time, which gave us the D point at the top. Again, that automatically appears on the screen with this harmonic pattern version 2. So you can see now I've just turned it on, and it's actually given us a current setup here. So this was the most recent one. It's given us another one now with the D at the top here, sort of expecting a potential reversal, and then it's giving you, this is giving you an example of what happens when this is generated. So we've got the blue line here, which is the entry point, the red line, which is a stop loss, and then you've got these green, so target 1, target 2, and target 3 there. So you don't have to think about it really. It literally gives you all the information you need. So I'm just going to turn it off again for now, only because it looks a bit busy. Plus it also looks busy because I've got my long positions and short positions and the fib zones in between as well. So excuse me. So yeah, NFP, what a result that was today. I was a little wacky in that, so we've got the high to the low there, which created that zone there and that zone at the top there. And if you can see, prices come up into that zone, but obviously big wick up at the top there at the release of NFP, but it's around that sort of area. If I was to extend that across, you see the top of the zone is there and the bottom of the zone is there. So just that sort of area there, you can see there's a lot of upping and downing in that particular area, and then it's come down quite beautifully. Now I went a bit silly because I had placed a sell position, because I was expecting price to start coming down. NFP was imminent, and it shot up, and I think, I said shot up, it's not really a huge amount. What was the highest point I got in at on that? 1.6294. So that level there was the highest sell position that I put in. Plus I'd already got a couple here. So yes, I went to draw down, but was happy to let it run and picked up another position at the top there. And then, I think I closed out around 180, 190 pips, something like that, just from those stacked positions down there. And I didn't let it run all the way down, even though I probably should have done, but I was quite happy with what I took there. So a decent run this morning, again still this morning up to NFP, and then another decent run, and then this run here, and I didn't probably even need to do that either, but the scan had appeared, this harmonic pattern had appeared. We'd had a collection of time frames down in the extreme on the multi-time frame stochastic, and as you can see at the bottom there, we've got a bull signal on the TMA RSI divergence as well. So multiple confirmations. I got in pretty much at the suggested entry level, and then took that for just shy of 40 pips, even though I could have possibly taken that higher. It's just because it was coming towards the end of Friday, and I'd done very nicely out the day so far. So here we go, target 3 is up here, plus that is actually just at the bottom of this zone here, and I've reduced that because I had originally got that up at the top there, but because that was just purely a wick for NFP, I thought, well, actually, I'm not going to take it all the way up to the top there. I think I'll level it around that sort of area. So I've gone for the next wick down, and it may even be that actually that one to the left of it might have been more sensible, but that was kind of the idea that I was looking at. So so you could see that at the moment there is a scan in place, a harmonic pattern in place, giving this blue line as the entry point, this red line as a stop loss, and I'm just going to ignore that, but it's actually a pretty handy indicator to have on your charts, because it automatically just displays harmonic patterns as and when it picks them up on the price chart. So I thought I'd share it with you. For those of you that aren't even aware of harmonic patterns, then you don't necessarily need to worry too much. But these harmonic patterns are very effective, and even just adding them on the 5-minute time frame, well, as you can see from that one there, that was a fairly decent pattern with certainly a number. In fact, I don't even know how many pips that was from the top and the end. But nearly 130 pips from the top, but that would have been at, let's get rid of that, that would have been at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I would have been fast asleep, but I was up at 6 and saw this. I just put a low lot size on it just because I was testing it out, really. But even with a low lot size there, and with these other trades up and down, and then a little up again, I've added just shy of 10% to my trading account. So I think it's 9.82% today. So, and that's with small lot sizes. So quite happy with today's trading, quite happy with this indicator. So that's something I'm going to leave on my charts now, and hopefully it might be of benefit to you guys, especially when you're new to trading and you're not entirely sure where you're getting a possible reversal point. This is giving you, I mean, it's not going to be 100% accurate the whole time, but it's giving you an entry point, it's giving you a stop loss, it's giving you targets, and you can use those or not, it's up to you. But alongside other indicators, you know, we've still got the vortex at the top here. This one is not publicly available, the multi-time frame stochastic, but which is a shame. I did say I was going to try and find one that's similar to this, for those of you that don't have access to this, but this one at the bottom, TMA RSI divergence, is also available, and these can help you. You know, this point here, for example, we have the bull signal from the TMA RSI divergence. 3 out of the 5 time frames are down the extreme, and you've got a D point on this small scan here, but that delivered quite nicely. So let me know what you think, and again, if you found this helpful, please hit the like button. Again, I'm not using YouTube for any kind of income source or anything like that, because I don't have anywhere near enough subscribers or views or anything like that, but it helps for, you know, recommending the videos to anyone else who might be out there looking for this kind of information. Okay, so it looks like See, and here we go. We're just talking, but another scan has appeared. So we've got looks like a deep crab now. So it gives you the name. There's anti-crab there and deep crab. Gives you the name, gives you the stop loss, suggested entry points and targets. So I'm just going to turn that off for a second, because you can see now it's had a decent push up just now, almost hitting target 3, suggested on there, which is also the bottom of that zone there. So let's wait and see what happens. But I'm not going to wait now, because I'll probably boring the pants off you all. So you can obviously take this and have a look at it in your own time, see what happens. Right, there we go then. It's Friday, it's 5:30 UK time. So it's about time to shut everything down and go and enjoy the weekend. Hopefully I'll be feeling better over the weekend and back to more next week. So hope you all have a great weekend. Don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and hopefully these videos are of interest and of help. And of course, this is all just for educational purposes. It's not any, I'm showing you how I trade, but obviously you can do whatever you see fit, because I'm not an expert trader in any way. I just happen to have my particular style. I just focus on the one currency pair, the pound Australian dollar, and I have done for quite some time, only because I like the way it moves. And I have said before, it does have phases where it doesn't move a lot, but as you've seen from the chart today, in fact, I'll just share that again quickly. Seeing from the chart today, that was 100, nearly 130 pip move from the D point there down there. Same again back up, same again back down. Was that 130, 260, 390 pips if you were catching all of the moves right at the top, right at the bottom, right at the top, right at the bottom. You would have done quite nicely. Even if you didn't catch them right at the top or right at the bottom, you could still have done very nicely from those moves. So there we go. Target 3 has just been hit right at the bottom of that zone there, and all from that one diddy little harmonic pattern there. And I say from that one, you're looking at, let's say, multi-time frame stochastic, TMA, RSI, divergence, all going in your favor. Right, I'm waffling. Sorry. I'm sorry. I do go off and run sometimes. Anyway, have a great weekend. Catch you all next time.